creating a series of stories that will become a part of my amalgamation of worlds that I would like to call the Centennial Universe. This specific story is called The Three Kidnapped Croton. The characters in this story will go as follows. Gilmac, which is one of the kidnappers. Sayla, who is the other kidnapper. Wire, who is their son. His actual name is Gary, but he changed it, and you'll see why in the story. Twine, who is a Dragonite they travel with, and you will also see why they travel with her during the story. Ticey, who is one of the kidnapped Croton. Bane, who is the second kidnapped Croton. And Marshawn, who is the third kidnapped Croton. Gilmac's first ability is called Adaptive Strength. It's an innate ability that grants the user strength equivalent to 5 tons of power and will grow to the necessity of any situation, no matter the amount necessary at any given time. This increased power will always revert back to its original state when not in use for a certain period of time. The next ability he has is Blight Arts, better known as the Shadow Arts among the Croton and the Centennial Universe. Blight Arts entails a great deal of abilities such as Shadow Sneak and Nightmare Essence. Shadow Sneak, you basically can phase into your own shadow and move through the ground. It only doesn't work in the darkness. And Nightmare Essence is essence itself is like chakra or ki that can be manifested into a while solid, it's still fallible mass, so you can bend it and shape it, use it as a whip, or make it taut to use as a sword or staff. And Nightmare Essence itself is black, and when it touches someone who isn't a Blight Arts user, it gives them images of their worst nightmares. His third ability is Red Lightning, and while there are 4 forms of lightning, Red is a rare form of lightning that penetrates even the toughest skin to do internal damage directly, will not conduct through water. So the other 3 lightnings have their properties and assets and drawbacks too, but I won't read about them now. Gilmac's fourth ability is Essence Eject, which means the user can release essence through their hands, feet, or any part of their body, as well as a held object to create a powerful shockwave that can travel through the ground or air. This can knock back an opponent or be used to propel the user forward, upwards, or in any direction they would like. Gilmac's final ability is Foresight, and it is simply the ability to see into the future at random times, to random events that may or may not help you. With training, it could be used more accurately, even though not highly accurately, but none of the Croton are experienced enough to do that. Sayla, our second character in the story, is Gilmac's wife, even though technically Croton don't get married. Her first ability is the Soul Arts, better known as the Phantom Arts among the Crotons, and like Blight Arts, it entails a great deal of abilities, such as intangibility, invisibility, and teleportation, as well as Radiant Essence. Radiant Essence, like Nightmare Essence, is special to Soul Arts users, and this essence creates blinding light and extreme heat to anything it's around, and being touched by this essence can create severe burns on even the most heat-resistant creatures. Sayla's second, third, and fourth ability are Mental Link, Mind Sting, and Distant Teleportation. I'll do them separately, but I say that because her mental abilities are connected as most are. Mental Sting is an essence-powered, mind-oriented shock that lands instantaneously like an EMP to the brain and cannot miss. Although multiple mind stings are able to be shot off at once, the ability generally needs a few seconds to replenish, and the more stings shot at once, the longer the replenish time. A low power sting will do as little as stop a target cold in confusion, while a full power strike could kill someone with low enough mental fortitude. The stronger the user, the less replenish time, and the more essence can be poured in for a more powerful strike. Sayla's third ability is Mental Link, which the basis is a willing target can have their mind intruded by the user to talk mentally. Also, experienced users can show the vision of one of their eyes to the target to better enhance battle communications. An unwilling target can be probed for information using a mind sting-like initial strike to penetrate the brain before probing, but penetrating the mind too deeply can kill the target. An unknowing target with low enough mental fortitude or no knowledge of mental abilities can be probed without an initial strike, but will eventually become aware of a separate consciousness in their mind. Sayla's fourth ability and final of her mental abilities is Distant Teleportation, which is an extension of teleportation, which I will read first. Teleportation is the ability to deconstruct in one spot and reconstruct in the next instantly with a thought. Users can think of the location by memory or think to move 20 feet backwards, but if the user would in turn appear inside of an object or person, then the teleportation is canceled and the user will know why and be able to adjust for those reasons. Distant teleportation is an extension of the teleportation ability that allows the user to teleport a being or objects to and away from them, with just a thought, and that being has to be consenting light. Sailor's fifth ability is an ability called Essence Shroud. It allows the user to let essence seep from their pores and cover their body or certain parts of their body to be used offensively or defensively. Advanced users can thicken and or expand this essence to create an avatar of varying sizes that they can step out of and control remotely, or as previously stated, be used as armor. Sailor's sixth ability is Gorgon Fire, a special fire found in the pits of the plane of Titan creations, an ability known mostly only to Gorgons. This fire will leave burns, but leave the afflicted freezing at negative temperatures that can cause frostbite even to the most resistant creatures. Only water can extinguish this flame. Our third character is Wire, the son of Sailor and Gilmac. His first ability is Raging Strength. It's a rare special ability that allows strength to scale by rage, desperation, or determination of the user with a natural 3-ton base. Just as adaptive strength, this increased power will always revert back to its original state when not in use for a certain period of time. Our second ability is being a methane elemental. It is the innate ability to create methane gas within the body and release it via pores, mouth, nostril, or any opening on the body, including wounds. Users are immune to explosions of their own methane, although a user's wounds can be castrated by their own methane explosion. So abilities like self-destruction are viable, but cannot be used back-to-back as methane takes time to build up in the body. Wire's third ability is Orange Lightning, which is lightning accompanied by the highest degree of heat throughout the 4, with 0 stunning properties. It provides the pain and feeling of a burn shooting through the body like electricity would, and it will not conduct through water. Wire's fourth ability is a passive ability called Terminal Evolution. Once in the lifespan of a user, when death is imminent, the body takes whatever measure for survival. Sometimes this will cause the body to become significantly stronger, but most times the being is greatly weakened afterwards. Wire's fifth and final ability is Mental Suggestion. The ability allows for the user to make the most powerful of mental suggestions they can verbally. So for an enemy, this is unlikely if not impossible to do, unless you try to make them agree to hand-to-hand combat or something of the sort. But this ability won't prevent a target who would do so from cheating. The ability's effectiveness basically scales to trust or faith. So while the enemy doesn't trust you, they may have the faith that you will honor hand-to-hand combat, making them slightly susceptible. A target infatuated with you like a child, partner, or doting parent being most susceptible. The user cannot make the target do their bidding, put them under mind control, or subdue them by mental force, and cannot make a being act out of character, as someone with high moral standards to not steal cannot be convinced to, no matter how infatuated. Our next character in this story is Twine. Her first ability is Hypersonic Vocals, which gives the ability to make one shout or yell amplified to the point of causing damage to anything fragile enough around, as well as push anything light enough and not nailed down in its path. Twine's second ability is Puppetry, which is the ability to take a predetermined amount of raw essence and place it into an inanimate humanoid structure, be it wood, clay, or a dead body. This structure then appears to come alive and be freewheeling, but will always telepathically follow the command of the person who put the essence in, no matter the distance. The amount of essence determines two things: the lifespan and strength of essence-based abilities used by the puppet. One extreme version of puppeteering is to feed the puppet or puppets directly through a remote line of essence. The singular drawback to this is that fighting too hard and or long with the puppet can completely drain the user, killing most beings. This more extreme version can also be used to control an unconscious body. Twine's fourth ability is Multiplication, which is explained as having the same base rules as puppetry except with a corporeal clone, meaning the user has the ability to take a predetermined amount of raw essence and place it into the created corporeal clone. And that determines the strength and amount of time that these corporeal clones can last. Its fourth ability is Essence Surge, described as with a thought the user releases raw essence into their muscle fibers, bones, and bloodstream, multiplying any physical prowess by 10. This can also increase healing time 100%. The essence blocking blood flow allows for this ability to be active for 20 seconds before the user starts to suffer major drawbacks, such as one of their hearts stopping for Crotons who have 3 hearts. For the duration of use, block blood to force its way into organs causing internal bleeding, temporary loss of vision for hours or days, and in serious cases, essence clots, heart exploding, permanent blindness, or death upon deactivation. Twine's fifth ability is Earth Elemental, which is the ability to manipulate the earth around the user to any means. Twine's sixth ability is Blue Lightning, the most common form of lightning, which, as natural lightning, is wild and harder to control for targeting, but hosts the hardest impact as well as stun properties second only to purple, and is usually used in close range because of this. The best conductor in water. Twine's final ability, like Wire, is Mental Suggestion, which I've already explained. The fifth character in our story is Tycee, the first of the kidnapped Croton. Her main power is being a mythical beast patron to the Pylaman dragon. A mythical beast patron is a major ability class that grants the user access to enhance animal instincts, abilities, traits, and transformations. The range of transformations varies from something as small as partial transformations like skin cells, ears, eyes, or nails to the user's entire body, or what we call a full transformation. This includes transformation unfolding, the innate ability to go beyond full transformation into an evolved and improved version of their super or mythical beast. This ability is most commonly found in mythical beast users, which is technically its own major ability class. Tycee's beast patron is a pygmy dragon named Pylaman. A pygmy dragon is a small dragon who grows no more than 7 feet long with a 12-foot wingspan. They are indigenous to their planet and actually sit on the top of the food chain. While they are small, they all boast the ability to stretch, cast mental stings, create mental links, and use Zupatin lightning. A rare few in history are able to copy the Thunder God and mix all 4 kinds of lightning on a smaller scale, creating the Zupatin bolt. These creatures have never known captivity and are very friendly with other intelligent life forms, being willing to establish mental links before attacking. These creatures are blessed by Zeus and immortal, but can be killed. These creatures are extremely peaceful and like to travel and be amongst their kind, yet welcome visitors always. Any form of intentional violence towards their kind is considered an act of attempted genocide, and these creatures will not hesitate to defend their race. Tycee's second ability is Rage and Strength, which was already explained on Wire. Tycee's third ability is Essence Surge, which was explained on Twine. Tycee's final ability is Foresight, which was explained on Gilmac. Our next character is Bane, and his first ability is Adaptive Strength, which was explained on Gilmac. Bane's second ability is Gale Roar, which is the innate ability to fuse hypersonic vocals and the element of air to create a wider area of attack, much more noise, and much more force than regular hypersonic vocals. This can also be shot as a pointed wind funnel. Bane's third ability is being a user of the Soul Arts, which was explained in Sayla's description. Bane's fourth ability is Bubbles, which is the ability to use water as bubbles that have increased durability, making trapping foes or elements inside an easier task. The amount of bubbles a user can make varies, as well as the strength of each bubble. Bane's fifth ability is Cellular Reconstruction, more commonly known as Ultimate Transformation. This is the ability to transform on a cellular level into anything you want or can think of. So somebody could become a bear with a dragon head or simply transform their left arm into a mace. Bane's sixth and final ability is Stardust, popularly called fairy dust around the Centennial universe. This salt-like substance is always purple and can have many uses and effects. A user may have exploding, searing, or cryogenic dust called elemental fairy dust when all 3 are possessed, which is exactly what Bane has. Fairy dust can also be used to create temporary illusions, while another form, when thrown, causes a blinding flash in that direction. Marshawn is our final character and third of the kidnapped Croton. His first ability is being a mythical beast patron to the Canis Infernus Maw. And a Canis Infernus is a legendary race of wolves born in Tartarus, naturally large, reaching 19 feet in height average, intelligent, and vicious. After stealing fire from Helios, they escaped Tartarus using it. They were some of the first creatures to fare space beside the Titans, gods, and their other creations and children. Due to the wolves swallowing the fire, they now literally breathe fire with every breath, as well as gain the ability to walk on it. They are all now pitch black due to the extended use of Helios fire through generations. The smell of death drives them into a mad frenzy called Wolf Pact, where in exchange for a boost in strength of 3 times, if killed in this state, their bodies disappear, never to be resurrected. Marshawn's second ability is Plasma, which is a Croton special element that is made up of lightning or fire elements being mixed directly with raw essence inside the body and is usually dispersed through the mouth. Marshawn's third ability is Cloud Crafting, the ability to conjure different types of clouds to serve the user's purpose. Clouds can be made thick enough to support the user, no matter their size. Marshawn's final ability is a passive ability that he does not know about yet, but he is immune to Nightmare and Soul Essence, the effects of them. So he will not see his worst nightmares when touched by Nightmare Essence, and he will not be burned when touched by Soul Essence. Just to reiterate, these are the characters in our story. The 3 kidnapped Croton, Gilmac, Sayla, Twine, Wire, Ticey, Bane, and Marshawn. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. And the excerpts of the story will be getting put into shorts, videos. I'll probably tell each part more than once, just so it has a chance to reach more people and as views and things become consistent. I'll start doing them on just one video instead of doing them multiple times, so that people aren't missing out. Have a good night. Have a good day. Hope you enjoyed the battles. This was a really good streak. I know I had some losses along the end, but it was pretty nice. It was a nice team. Very weak to charm, though. Very, very weak to charm.